with Martin Efanshuku, aka Meta.
And Christy FEMNR, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. 103.5 Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 5th day of October 2023. Today is Thursday and the time is a minute past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any group of persons or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that the complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper, Vanguard newspaper, Punch newspaper, Leadership newspaper, Daily Post, The Nation, Sun, This Day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook via our video link at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of that video link. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. FIRS hopeful solid minerals sector will support economy. FIRS hopeful solid minerals sector will support economy. Divestment by IOC's big achievement for Nigeria. NCDMB says Ogun woes US to develop critical sectors. Human Rights Writers Association launches National Drug Law Enforcement Agency strategies to combat illicit drug deals. Crisis looms in varsities over mass exodus of lecturers. Navy intercepts 35 million naira worth of cannabis in Badagry. Anthrax disease. Lagos vaccinates 12,115 animals. Tragedy in Senate as journalist dies. Ministerial nominee slumps during screening. Gunmen abduct 5 female undergraduates in Castina. Lagos TUC seeks immediate domestication of 35,000 naira wage award. Let creative industry drive economic growth. Nigeria set to host Median Space Economy Summit. Beware of landmines. CJN Ariwola wants new federal high court judges. Dangiwa demands better shelter Africa to deliver affordable housing. Island Club hosted Nigeria's think tank, says Fashola. Emergency of MTN school athletics thrills AFN. SILAC urges immediate action on NEITI audit report. Experts advocate 4,000 km railway across Southwest. Turkey seeks improved defense ties via technology transfer. Youths seek end to indiscriminate use of firearms in Yewaland. Police bust phone robbery syndicate in Lagos. Kano's lawyer debunks alleged meeting with Tinubu. We need a battalion to safeguard Taraba. Kefas tells Chief of Army Staff. Uni partners Chinese firm on 50,000 jobs for youths. Major General found guilty of stealing, forgery in Army court-martial. Anambra government hands over orphanage owner to NAPTIP over alleged illegal adoption. Police arrest 2 for alleged identity theft, romance scam in Abuja. APM insists Supreme Court must sack Tinubu, says appeal court misconceived facts. NHIA partners pharmaceutical companies, DMOs on local production. Court remands Naira Marley, Sam Larry over Mohbad's death. OPay explains position as FCCPC investigates. Kogi Guba. Ohaneze demands justice for Khadijat Yahaya. A rough path for Nigeria's spare tires. Customs. FRSC seals automated data sharing deal. Proper breastfeeding can save over 820,000 children yearly, says Dawn. World Habitat Day. Obaseki urges preservation of environment for sustainable future. SBM Intelligence elevates Ikem City, Effiong, to partner. Police launch probe into river pipeline fire incident. Nigeria Railway Corporation probes officials over ticket racketeering. Rescuers recover 6 bodies from Niger boat mishap. Igbo in Cross River to celebrate New Yam Festival, October 14th. Rep assure of securing Mohbad's compensation, royalties. Group decries abuse of minors in police custody. Ekiti disburses 5,000 naira palliatives to 7,000 residents. Women urged to embrace resilience amid socio-economic challenges. ACRESAL set to restore landscape in Kano communities. 62-year-old Benin socialite backs 12 years in jail for human trafficking. Widow sues Ondo over child's disappearance from juvenile home. Ex-SSG orders to lead Kogi ADC Guba campaign. We need African solutions to global problems, says US envoy. Kemstar CEO empowers 20 with 20 million naira. APC group falls PDP over derogatory remarks on Benue security adversary. Nigeria's Independence Day. British community honors Sarafa Isola. London protesters, patriotic Nigerians, says NMPP spokesman. Election Tribunal. Group cautions judiciary against using technicalities to subvert people's will. Adebogun extols Caleb College fit in training of leaders. Adebogun extols Caleb College fit in training of leaders. Human Rights Writers Association, we've taken this. Why youth should participate actively in political activities. Professor Suleiman, DG NILDS. Africa's trade visualized with SMEs, breaking barriers to boost growth, prosperity. Turkey 6 enhanced defense tie, ready to transfer technology to Air Force. Police launch investigation into fatal pipeline fire incident in Rivers. We've taken this. APC stakeholders backs Uzodinma, urges peaceful conduct of governorship poll. We are counting on solid mirrors to boost Nigeria's revenue, says FIRS boss. Federal government moves to review visa on arrival passport policy. Tribunal verdict. Human Rights Writers Association urges ICPC probe as Governor Sule plans appeal. Customs. FIRS signs a memorandum of understanding to automate data sharing. Police parade murder suspect swoop on India hemp traders. We have put Nigeria on global telecoms map. IHS TAS tells Tinubu. Suspected terrorists kidnap 5 university students in Castina. Police declares prime boy wanted over Mohbad's death. Akomin urges government to address skilled manpower shortage, infrastructure gap in health sector. Ministerial nominee Barabe Abbas collapsed during screening. Federal government urges effective implementation of all SGBV policies in Nigeria. Federal government will empower 15 million households under CCT program, says Minister Edu. Arewa Youth Assembly petitions police, DSS over alleged blackmail of NMPC management. Governor Abu Razak excited as Kwara Sugar Firm factory takes shape. Global powers urged to advocate for Tinubu's resignation amid certificate scandal. Prominent socialite in Benin City sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for human trafficking. We won't condone peace disruptive activities in Delta, police warns criminals. Kogi Guba, APC suspends campaign to mourn slain member. Adamawa government to turn Kiri Water Dam into holiday resort. Commissioner. FCT, IRS to recognize tax compliant. FCT, IRS to recognize tax compliant individuals, organizations. Forgery allegation. Court to rule on preliminary objection challenging its jurisdiction on November 2nd. APC suspends Kogi Guba campaign. Kano government declares Wednesday public holidays. And that's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. And from the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Oil prices fall over demand fears. NERC investigates electrocution of 4 in Taraba. NERC investigates electrocution of 4 in Taraba. Deputy governors and impeachment saga. House of One institutionalizing interfaith ecumenism. Kanu shut down as government declares public holiday for Takutaka. Senate probes alleged torture, imprisonment of 250 Nigerians in Ethiopia. Catholic Church may bless same-sex marriages. Pope Francis. Catholic Church may bless same-sex marriages. Pope Francis. Deputy governor and impeachment saga. We've taken this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Leadership newspaper this morning. Olena Zelenska accused of 1.1 million shopping spree in NYC. Mohbad's father speak on conducting DNA test on grandson. CSU records, Nigerians should thank Atiku for exposing Tinubu, Professor Perogi. FCCPC orders OPay to address accounts and no victor, no vanquish. Governor Fintri. Bayelsa poll, Silva loyalists dump APC. Diri warns against violence. My mandate is intact, says Governor Sule. APC stakeholders knock Kanu governor, NMPP over London protests against judiciary. APC stakeholders knock Kanu governor, NMPP over London protests against judiciary. Kogi Guba. Northern Network demands arrest of SDP candidate over violence. While we visited Buhari in Daura, Ganduje. Saudi Arabia announces bid to host 2034 World Cup. 3 continents, 6 countries to host 2030 World Cup. EPL club demands replay of Tottenham Liverpool match, and that's the much we can take from the Leadership newspaper this morning. And from the Leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. Presidency, Atiku disagree over certificate Tinubu submitted to INEC. Mohbad, court remands Naira Marley, Sam Larry, 2 others. 2 brothers sentenced to death for killing farmer in Akwa Ibom. Terrorists abduct 5 varsity students in Castina, 1 suspect arrested. Court martial declares Major General guilty of $1.476 million theft. 22 drowned as boat capsizes in Niger. States divided over federal government 35,000 naira wage awards to federal workers. States divided over federal government's 35,000 naira wage awards to federal workers. Navy foils criminals attempt to smuggle 235 million naira cannabis sativa. How unapproved textbooks sneak into Nigeria's education system. Investigation. The recent show of shame by misguided protesters. Kanu governorship poll. We didn't sponsor London protesters. NMPP tells APC. Food security key to renewed hope agenda. Federal government. Military court fixes date for judgment in multi-billion naira case against General. Naira loses exchange at 759.21 naira to the dollar stores exporters window. Naira losses exchanges at 756.21 naira to the dollar at investors exporters window. Reps to investigate indiscriminate issuance of certificate by BPP. Federal government to make Ajokuta free trade zone to attract FDI. UCL, Milan, Dortmund settled for stalemate. Kanu governorship. Governor Yusuf approaches appeal court. UCL. Torres strike secure Baka important win at Porto. Newcastle PSG 4-1 on historic Champions League night. And that's the most you can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning, from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Economic downturn. States borrow 46 billion naira from banks to pay salaries. Nigerians to obtain passports in 2 weeks, says federal government. Senate probes maltreatment of Nigerians in Ethiopia. Adeleke imposes fresh curfew on warring Osun communities. Mohbad, Police declare friend wanted. Court remands Naira Marley. Others. Mubad. Police declare friend wanted. Court remands Naira Marley. Others. UNDP hails Yobe's post-insurgency recovery strides. Ministerial nominee faints. Journalist dies in National Assembly shuttle. 14 rescued from KB capsized boat. NIWA. Japa. Federal government to increase enrollment quota for medical schools. Electrocution. NERC probes Taraba family's death. Yabatek trains staff in grant proposal writing. Foundation gives church members 20 million naira. Sounds 2. Court decides suit against Oba Gandhi. October 25th. Police probe explosion at illegal Rivers refinery. Gavi commends federal government's initiatives against diphtheria. Castina Mo's monthly environmental sanitation. Be professional. Avoid accidental discharge. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps tells officers. Renovate courts. Increase magistrates' pay. MBA tells Adeleke. Renewed Niger Delta pipeline contract. Commander urges Tinubu. Deploy battalion to Taraba. Volatile areas. Governor begs Chief of Army Staff. Deploy battalion to Taraba's volatile areas. Governor begs Chief of Army Staff. Shun cultism. Ogun ex-deputy governor urges youths. Nigeria to review visa arrival policy. Chicago Varsity vindicates Tinubu. Presidency insists. Atiku files documents today. Chicago Varsity vindicates Tinubu. Presidency insists. Atiku files documents today. Judgments based on constitution, not public opinion. Chief Justice of Nigeria. Lagos State government restates commitment to workers' welfare. 5 Castina Varsity students kidnapped. Police nab terrorist informant. Audit office adopts technology for efficiency. Military coaches troops in counter-insurgency hard soft approach. Anthrax, don't slaughter sick, dead animals. Expert urges bushers. Why I slumped during screening. Minister. Students to undertake drug tests before admission. University of Abuja Vice Chancellor. Reps pledge to secure Mohbad's compensation, royalties. And that's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. And from the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Oyo collapsed bridge. Landlords abandon homes for rented apartments as hardship worsens. Ember Moons. Concerns over spike of road accidents. Flood displaces hundreds of people from Adamawa community. Why military juntas are taking over power in Africa. U.S. Consul General. Minister Mohammed Idris laments erosion of value among Nigerians. Why NJC should relocate all election appeal hearings in Delta to Abuja Group. Wike Palace First Lady in plan to set up Directorate for Women Affairs in FCT. AIG confirms arrest of suspected Vikings cultists with arms. Ogun warns companies violating building regulations. CAFES expresses concern over insecurity in Taraba, begs Chief of Army Staff for intervention. Niger governor sympathizes with Bogu Emirates over boat accident. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Akwa Ibom, Ibeno farmers lament over impact of oil spills on their crops. You have no excuse not to read. Make good grades. University of Ibadan Vice Chancellor tells new students. Yobe, no worker should be left behind. Assign responsibilities to them. Buni to HOS, Permanent Secretary. We will give attention to development of satellite towns. FCT Minister Wike. Police conniving with land grabbers. Ogun Assembly alleges. We will ensure unqualified graduates are not mobilized. NYSC, Ogun. Governor Abiodun releases 10 more commissioner nominees. Is suspicious. Labour Party films as tribunal sacks its federal lawmakers. Governor Sani appoints 19 new permanent secretaries. Court convicts former NDDC special advisor of 2.8 billion naira fraud. Court convicts former NDDC special advisor of 2.8 billion naira fraud. Akeredolu moves against deputy governor, sacks media aides. And that's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And from the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Government committed to workers' safety. Senate okays Ebi Obuku. Namdas Okosha orders for Niger Delta Development Commission Board. Police confirm abduction of 5 female Castina varsity students. Crude theft, not only reason for low production, says agency. Stay clear of Kogi politics, GOC warns soldiers. Government set to move internally displaced persons to resettlement camps. Federal government signs a memorandum of understanding with 12 pharmaceutical firms on drugs security. Nigerian Railway Corporation suspends airing workers in viral video. School celebrates Nigeria's independence. APC chieftain Sanwo-Olu will deliver. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Tribunal affirms lawmakers' victory. Conference of Speakers elects leaders. Conference of Speakers elects leaders. Non-governmental organization offers scholarship to poor students. Court declares monarchs owners of community land. Reps laments deplorable state of Lagos Sangota Abeokuta Road. Reps laments deplorable state of Lagos Sango Abeokuta Road. Shaibu denied use of government house. Akpabio condemns discrimination against Nigerians in diaspora. How we cleared 204,332 passport backlog by Interior Minister. Senate clears Balabe, Bio, Ibrahim, Olawande for ministerial position. Kano's lawyer, no secret meeting with president. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. And from the Nation newspaper, we flip over to the Sun newspaper. Mubad, police declare prime boy wanted, place 1 million naira bounty on him. Crisis brews in Oshun, one shot dead, another injured. Federal government pressured to secure release of 8 kidnapped corps members. Gunmen abduct 5 female students, Federal Varsity, Castena. Gunmen abduct 5 female students of Federal Varsity, Castena. You're tuned to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We will now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Stand up for your right. Know your rights. Mara Ikigari Nwere. Basically, as a citizen of Nigeria, you've got it all. Freedom of movement. Ikigari Nwere. Basically, as a citizen of Nigeria, you've got it all. Freedom of movement, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Onye karịrị gị ananara gị ihe ị nwere n'ike maka na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme. Ana gị, moto gị, ana-emegbu gị n'ụdị dị iche iche. Are you oppressed or intimidated in any way and means? By the personal group, ndị law enforcement agency ma ndị ọrụ nchekwa ndị ọzọ niile a na-emegbu gị maka na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme. Nwanne amawa gị aka anala gị oke ruru gị, gwa gị na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme maka na ịbụ onye riri akpọ gị mugwu. Mmadụ asị gị na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme. Nwanne amawa gị aka anala gị oke ruru gị, gwa gị na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme maka na ịbụ onye riri akpọ gị mugwu. Mmadụ asị gị na onweghị ihe ị ga-eme na ọ ga-akpọchi gị for stand up for your right.
Biko nwanne m bịakene ka m jụọ gị, kedu ebe m ga-enweta ezigbo MC maka mmemme a na-akwado?
Ị ka ma ajụ kpọọ Shaka the latest MC in town ka occasion gị anwa bụrụ ịgba. Ị na-achọ ezigbo MC maọbụ DJ na agbamakwụkwọ go, agbamnkwụ go, child dedication go, imepe ụlọ, ọ bụzi ụmụ akwụkwọ na-eme graduation maọbụ MBA party. Shaka bịa na mmemme ahụ. Ị mara na I love you bụ Selekuse. Kpọọ ya n'akara ekwentị ndị a
0902222670547 maọbụ WhatsApp 07030366888.
Ụmụnne Shaka.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebonade FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be.
Government, whatever.
Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism tools to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin as number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebonade 3.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Martin Ebonade.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your... You are tuned to Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and this is Newspaper Headlines. Headlines We'll now continue with this day newspaper. Senate Council decries erosion of Ministry of Obaru Wood. UNICEF targets enrollment of 5,450 Katsina girls in secondary schools. Nigeria passes 200 billion naira infrastructure fund on NX. Nigerian Communications Commission moves to empurge. Nigerian Communications Commission moves to